This is My Hero Academia Plus Ultra. Manga, anime, news, and more. Plus Ultra.
Hello and welcome to the 110th episode of the My Hero Academia podcast. I'm Kendra, and today with me we have, as per usual, we have James.
Hello.
And Gary.
Hey, everybody.
Nice. And we have a special guest, Mike Patten, who's joining us. He's a storyboard artist who's worked on Crossing Swords and Chef Snow. So say hi, Mike.
Hey. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming on. I know you're friends with Jay, I think?
Yeah.
Yay. And
Jay is my friend that I go to coffee shops with, and we discuss our My Hero theories.
Oh, it's really nice to have someone, in real life that you can talk to.
Yeah.
I'm a little jealous. I don't know if I've gone to any of my friends into My Hero yet. Oh, actually, my roommate is. That's close enough. Yay. And we do have a little tiny bit of news. First right off the bat is we got a new volume cover, and I think since someone's on the back, or the promotional image of it, I actually don't know if she's on the back yet, a promotional image of it, James, what are your thoughts?
Mirka should have been on the cover. I agree with the photo. But it's got her, it's really funny because, it's sort of side by side. And, you have, the really cool One Justice, Volume 27 cover, and it's got, Twice and Hawks, and it looks really epic. And then the other drawing has, Mirko, holding a copy of it, but, you see, a simplified, almost stick figure image of the cover. And then you have Deku, Bakugo, and Todoroki, doing, I don't know, with their fist up and, stuff like that. I don't know what that pose is, but it's pretty funny.
They're doing uppercuts.
Oh, yeah. Or, it makes me think of the Mario thing where you, punch the block.
Yeah, that's what it does look like.
Mm-hmm. But for the actual cover, I really it feels very, Renaissance painting-ish, almost.
Yes.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have been talking about it, saying that.
And it's kind of cool, it's, red versus blue, and then, if we look at Twice's, wristband things, they're also red and blue.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of cool. Do you have any other thoughts on the cover? I didn't maybe say it.
I like the font for the English font for My Hero Academia. It just reminds me of the old school 3D glasses.
Yeah.
Because the red's little semi-transparent.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the thumbnail of the volume that she's holding. I love that little drawing. That's so nice.
So cute.
They need to release a variant cover.
Yes, please. And I don't know if I mentioned this is volume 27, One's Justice. It just makes me laugh because it's One Justice, the video game as well, which is a tie-in.
Finally, we get the tie-in.
Yeah. But I definitely wish Mirko was on the cover, but I guess I think this is probably the volume where Twice dies, so it's okay, let's give him a farewell. I just feel the way Hawks is holding his, sword, doesn't make sense to me. I guess he's doing it so he can, slash, but it's,
I'm wondering if he has enough time to slash. That's what I'm thinking. It's too far back.
Yeah, but still, it's amazing art. I don't mean to criticize it at all.
And I don't know how fast his swordmanship is, either.
You can just kick him away.
And I want to add, too, if Mirko's not on the cover of, the Jaku Hospital part, there will be blood.
I was about to say there will be blood.
I think there's already enough blood in that art.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Yes.
There will be more, let's say that.
And there's also not really, it's more actually, it's actually from 2015, but Shibuya Smash, or at Shibuya Smash, actually posted their translation of interview between Horikoshi and Kishimoto, which I think we've reblogged it on the podcast Twitter already, but if I haven't, I will now. But definitely check it out. It's really cool kind of breakdown. It's just kind of also just seeing how much work manga artists put themselves under and how stressful it is just I don't know, it makes me worry about them, basically. But mainly it's just an interesting, kind of comparing Naruto and My Hero a little bit and seeing what kind of inspired different bits. It's kind of neat. And I think that's basically it for the news, unless anyone else has anything they wanted to throw in.
We got Horikoshi's author comment.
Oh, yeah. So Horikoshi's author comment this week is, I can't be the only one who watched Beastars and then went out to buy an egg sandwich. Have any of you guys read or watched Beastars?
No, I've been meaning to, though.
Nice.
I watched the anime on Netflix, like the anime adaptation.
Mm.
And that egg episode is kind of weird.
Gary, have you watched it?
No, it just doesn't look like my thing.
I've watched a bit of the anime and then I kind of fell off of it, but I still get the egg reference because I saw some like screenshots of the manga. And it was definitely really funny because it's basically like spoilers for Beastars for any listeners. Is that like the egg stuff they eat is like from a chicken in their class or something.
Yeah, and like the chicken's like super like into her athleticism and stuff to like produce the best eggs possible. And like that whole episode is just really ridiculous and like I don't know.
I just like I like that like manga artists like watch anime as well. Cause I don't know, they like it's cute. I wonder if we'll get more like animalistic quirks now because of it.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Giant chicken. Give me a giant chicken.
We've had background giant chickens at least twice.
Oh, was that in the anime or in the manga? Or
in the manga, I know it was during. I feel like there was one during the Curious fight. Pretty sure, but I could be wrong on that.
I'm gonna dig through because I think we all kind of really love the different background characters that appear because they're always really fun. But moving on from that, let's transition onto the interview segment. We're gonna ask Mike some hard-hitting, not really questions.
Oh man, okay. Let me break all of my NDAs for you guys.
Tell us the truth about storyboarding. You get the aliens from outer space. Like, we want the whole detail.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I'll tell you all about the aliens.
Yay. But let's just to start it off. What inspired you to work in animation?
I was always drawn as a kid. I honestly did not even realize that I can do anything like working in animation until college. I went to community college, starting out for education. I wanted to be a American history teacher at the high school, and I'm really glad that I ended up becoming a storyboard artist in animation instead. So I didn't realize that I can actually do anything with it until I almost failed out of community college and had to switch my major to something else that I actually cared about, and I switched it to graphic design. I got a associate's degree in graphic design, and then the School of Visual Arts came to our school and did a little talk, and they took a look at my portfolio and said, yeah, you'll definitely get in if you apply. And I applied, and I didn't get in. So I spent like a year just doing nothing really, just working at a movie theater in the projection booth, just sitting around reading comics and trying to figure out my life. And then I applied to the school again, got in, and learned all about what goes into making animation. And I was at a point where like I didn't know what I wanted to do in animation, but I knew that I wanted to be a part of it. And eventually I took enough classes. I had a professor tell me, oh, the stuff you're doing is really funny. You should go in a story. And I took that at face value. I was like, okay, I'm going to be a storyboard artist. I feel like so much of my adult life has just been people telling me, yeah, you should do this. I'm like, okay, I'll go do it. And then I do it. So I don't know what that says about me. Probably not too great. But I was inspired to work in animation just because I grew up just a TV kid, just watching TV and movies all the time and wanted to be a part of it. And I like to draw and I like to make people laugh. So that's like the middle of that Venn diagram is boarding and I guess on the other hand, writing for animation.
Nice. I think it's good to get like a kind of an outsider's perspective. Kind of helps you like, oh, like I'm good at this, and it's like
Yeah, I
fun.
guess so.
Yeah.
It's you don't really know what you're good at until somebody's like, hey, you're really good at that. It's like, oh, okay, cool.
Nice.
My question is, what is your favorite thing that you have worked on?
That is hard. I've worked on a couple really cool things. I was a part of a whole bunch of like reanimate projects. I did a whole bunch of those like after college when I was working like jobs outside of animation and was trying to break in. So I I was in the big like reanimate project for the Game Grumps, that YouTube channel. I was in that one, and then that one came out, and people just started emailing everybody that was in that. So I got into a bunch of other ones like Kirby. There was the Kirby reanimated one. I did work for Shrekfest. That was a lot of fun. Shrekfest will be online this year, so that's good. They're not going to be meeting in a big field eating onions. But out of like my professional work, I think that I gotta say Crossing Swords, which just premiered on Hulu the other week. I really liked working on that because it was my first professional job. So I feel like I learned the most on that. And now I'm actually back on Swords right now. Season 2 is coming out, so I've been boarding on that one and not just revising. So that's been nice. The best thing I ever worked on, though, is a show that's coming out. I have no idea when it's coming out. It's been announced, but it hasn't been announced that the studio I was at is working on it. So I can't talk about it. But
Okay.
it is one of the best things I've ever worked on, and I really hope that people like it. And I'm gonna be screaming about it when it's okay for me to scream about it.
Nice. I know. I think I've definitely watched a few of the Game Grumps reanimated ones. I don't know if you would have worked on it, but the one where they reanimated and they made it like them singing and playing instruments.
I was in that. Yeah.
Oh.
I'm on par with that. Yeah.
Yeah, because that was really
A
cool.
couple of those. I'm in 2 of the Game Grump reanimateds. I did an animated for their channel. This was like 2016, 17. So don't judge me based on that work because I've grown exponentially. But yeah, it's always been fun doing stuff for those. A lot of people see them, and there's more often than not you get good like comments on them, which is wild for thinking about like putting anything up on YouTube. But the fans that they have, like especially with the animated work, they're usually really they understand that a real person worked on this, so they're usually nice about it. It's just that fear of like putting anything you work on online and getting ready for hundreds of people you don't know just being like, oh, this is the worst thing I've ever seen. It's like, okay, cool. I'm a real person. Thanks for letting me know that.
Yeah, like creative stuff, like anything you present is like, ugh!
Makes me so sweaty. Just about it.
Okay, next question. What is one thing about storyboarding you wish more people knew?
Maybe just to echo what I just said, that people do this, so it's okay to be critical about stuff, but just remember there's real people like working on this. Especially with like people that get like really into animation tend to forget that there's a human on the other side of that. So if you have a critique, you're more than welcome to have it, but hey, maybe just remember that you're talking to somebody. Another thing is also at least like half the time we're not writing it. So if you don't like what you're watching, usually somebody else wrote it. We didn't write it. We didn't animate it. But there are cases where the boarders are writing it. It's like they're two different types of show formats. I could talk hours about that. Yeah, just that's my biggest thing to remember. There's people on the other side.
Yeah. And have you found that working as a storyboarder has impacted your enjoyment of watching anime?
Completely. Anime is maybe my biggest blind spot. So something that I personally know that I have to get better at is like boarding for action. And considering how many shows today are an action comedy format, it's like, I normally tend to do comedy, but I have to learn action if I want to continue to get jobs. So watching anime, these are just chock full of action. It's also wild to see just how many things right now, especially, are influenced by anime. It feels like even like a decade ago, it was such a taboo thing to be like, oh, I love anime. Especially like working in TV. Even from like being in art school, you're always like talked down about like, oh, it's too anime. You're making this too anime. And you have like professors that would just throw it out as like a blanket term and not understand what they're saying. And now you watch anything on TV and you see that it is just covered in its roots are all anime.
But do you have any advice for people who want to be a storyboarder or like work in animation?
Yeah, keep going. Just keep going. It took me a long time to get in, but I don't know. I don't like seeing people give up because I feel like everybody has the potential inside of themselves to make it if they work hard enough. I know that's not true for every case, and I feel like that's also a pretty privileged statement to say. Mm-hmm. But I've been reviewing portfolios recently and just checking out the bones that like people are working with in their work. Like you could see it's all there. Like they understand what they're doing, but they just need just that like extra push to like maybe your drawings aren't up to where they should be, or like your drawings are good, but your film language isn't great. It's like I think that everybody has room to grow, but I do believe that there's space for everybody in this industry, and I would love to see everybody make it.
Nice.
I guess like don't give up. You can do it.
And also like keep drawing because basically it's like a muscle that you got to like exercise.
Totally. Keep drawing. Keep watching movies and films and TV, and just draw what you like. Like don't feel like you have to be drawing something for somebody. Draw for you. Mm-hmm. Like keep a sketchbook and go nuts in it. There's so many like misconceptions about sketchbooks having to be absolutely perfect and like fine art, beautiful things. And hell no, that your sketchbook should be like, you should be practicing in there. You should be learning in there. You should be like drawing in there, writing in there. It's yours. It doesn't have to be for anybody else. Use it for you.
Nice. Mm-hmm. And now to kind of switch over to some more My Hero questions.
Yeah, what got you into anime / My Hero Academia?
As I said, anime is my biggest blind spot. So, like, I guess a lot of that came from being growing up, and there's always this hatred for anime. I feel like, at least like around from where I was from, it always felt like, oh, you shouldn't be watching that. Watch this instead. And I'd be like, okay, I watched something else. And then in my 20s, I think I was flipping around Hulu and I saw One Punch Man and was like, oh, this is cool. And then it was 6 a.m. and I watched the whole series in a night. And then a few years later, I was just surfing the net, the old internet, and I saw a GIF of All Might and the Nomu just fighting at the USJ. I was like, oh, this rules. So I went and again, I watched the entire first season of My Hero in a night. And then the next day I was working, I was a businessman. I was working as a, what was I doing? I was doing like data and business analytics for a grocery distributor. It was a cool job. Definitely a great job to have. Not relevant to animation at all. I worked with some very cool and nice people, but the next day I went in and I wanted to talk to my coworkers about like, hey, you guys seen this My Hero Academia? Have you guys seen this? And like just trying to explain to them, it's like superheroes, but it's anime. It's really cool. I just watched the whole season last night, and everyone's just like, "Oh, that's cool, Mike. That's cool." So what's everybody else up to? And I had nobody to talk to about it, so I felt like there was such a long time where I was just like sitting in my room, just like reading and watching it, and being like, "Man, I wish I had any friends around here who cared about this."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure I did. I just probably wasn't asking the right people.
Mm-hmm.
But like I saw it by chance, watched the whole thing in a night, and then just dived in headfirst.
Awesome. Who's your favorite character?
This one's okay. This one was the hardest one to think of. I think my two favorite characters are Gran Torino and Eraserhead, so the next few chapters are going to be pretty hard to read. But I also I think I legitimately like every character, like in one way or another. So picking a favorite is pretty hard, but I think those two would be my absolute favorites.
Nice.
What are your guys' favorite characters?
Oh, Kirishima and like All Might for me, probably.
Cool.
I'll say Yuzetsu Awase because his quirk is welding. And that's what I do for a living. So.
Oh yes, I knew that. Yeah.
My fave is Yoyorozu.
Nice.
Not for perverted reasons either.
Yep.
And Sophie's not here, but she loves Aoyama.
Okay, cool.
What quirk would you have? Like, one a character has, or maybe like one that you've thought up?
It could be either one, or like just it's up to you, really.
Sure. So usually when I play like video games or like role-playing games, I usually go for like electricity-based powers. So I feel like Kaminari's quirk would be pretty cool to have. I don't mind being a dumb guy. That's fine. But I feel like now that we're in a worldwide pandemic, and last night I cut off a big chunk of my pinky in a lime zesting incident.
I feel like
okay? Regeneration would be a good one to have.
Oh, that's smart.
I've seen some people wear like some gloves whenever they do like zesting for oranges or lemons, because that apparently happens a lot.
Oh yeah, I have the glove. I wasn't wearing it because I forgot it. I just got a new lime zester. That's why. And I realized, they gave me a glove. Whoa, why should I wear that? And then I chopped off a chunk of my pinky knuckle.
That's the sacrifice you make
gross.
for zest.
Yeah, you know what? That zest, I'm gonna cook it in a couple hours. It better be worth it. I marinated some food in it. We'll see how it comes out.
Are you okay though? Just double checking.
I'm fine. I just got my pinky just hurts a lot.
Oh, it sounds so painful.
Yeah, it sucks. I don't think it's gonna affect my drawing, so that's good.
Oh.
Thankfully, it's my pinky because it is on my drawing hand too.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
But I think like regeneration would be really cool because like, but also you gotta think like alcohol wouldn't affect you and like other stuff. But like I don't know, I think it's cool.
Yeah, I don't really drink, so like that would be fine for me.
Yeah.
But also, I have a feeling like with that, it's like, do I really want to outlive like?
Yeah.
Just become just a pillar of salt in time.
Because that's like when you think of your quirk, then you like unless you think about like the nitty gritty of it, or like the implications. Like I definitely have a silly one of teleporting to the subway.
I would love that. I come from the East Coast. I'm on the West Coast now. Like being able to teleport between Jersey and LA, that would rule.
Yeah, because it's kind of like thinking of like limitations of like I don't know. That's what I kind of like about My Hero as well. That it definitely kind of goes into limitations or kind of like that tires you at like kind of talking about like a stamina bar. I think Dr. was talking about. It was kind of really cool, but. Sorry to sidebar about.
Hey, you know what? I gotta agree with you there.
Nice.
What has been your favorite arc?
This was another hard one. I think It's an okay. So I think I'll give you my top 3, and this is in really like no particular order because it kind of switches between these 3 a lot. I like to reread it a lot, especially when I'm traveling between like LA and Jersey. That's like a 5-6 hour plane ride. So I use the Shonen Jump app and download a bunch of copies, and just you could read like half of it in a day. I think my favorite 3 have to be the school festival, the forest training arc, and the sports festival. But I'm really, really liking the current one that we're in, and I want to see how this plays out before it jumps into my my favorite territory.
Because it's definitely like as it plays out, it's like, wait, like where is this going?
I have no idea where it's going. I'm terrified.
Speaking of going, what direction do you want the story to go?
I have no idea. Well, so like I'm in the camp that I would like to see a time skip. As we keep going, I feel like that gets less and less likely. But I also like I want to see that. I wouldn't mind seeing like a prison break that everybody talks about. I think that would be cool. I really have no idea where it's going. It's like if you asked me this like a month ago, I feel like I'd have a more concrete answer. But now it's just like, no, they're really like throwing me for it here. I have no idea what's gonna happen.
I know. It really does kind of feel like endgamey, but at the same time, so did Kamino also felt endgamey.
Yes.
When we all were like reading it week to week, I was convinced All Might was going to die every single week.
I think that I want to see a time skip happen.
I kind of agree, because I feel like Deku, to make him have like, because he's gonna have all these quirks, to make that make sense.
Yeah.
There would need to be a time skip, but who knows?
But I think that there's gotta be a huge tragedy before that.
Yeah.
Just don't know if I'm ready for that.
I know. I'm like, I don't know. I had like heart attacks over Eraserhead.
Always.
Do you have like any theories about the series, or any like your favorite conspiracy theories that are out there?
I mean, obviously, All for One is Deku's dad. I don't know how anybody thinks otherwise. No, I'm not. I don't believe that. My theories, I don't think that there's a traitor. I don't think that there ever was one. I think that there's planned to be one. He forgot about it, and there's not going to be one. I don't think there's going to be one. My theories. This is what I want to see happen. I want there to be a prison outbreak, and I want there to be a chance to see villains that I want to see some reformed villains, and the ones that I want to see be reformed the most are obviously Gentle Criminal, so we could get Gentle Hero, and I want Rappa to be reformed, because I want not even reformed. I want him to just be like in a prison break situation. His respect for Kirishima helps him. That's what I want to see. I want to see the two of them fight like Gigantomachia or something. Even if it's dumb, I want to see it. Because I just want the two of them to have this like rivalry that isn't like so much like hero villain, but just like rivals, because I really like the two of them together.
I'll say now my prediction for the end of the series is if you see Kirishima and Rappa at the gym, being gym bros.
Idea how much I love that. I think it's also because I was telling you guys during the quarantine, I read all of One Piece for the first time. So like seeing villains that were like at one point I thought, oh, this is definitely an endgame villain fighting on the same side as them was rad to me.
Mm-hmm. I want to go back to the traitor thing really quick. I don't mean to argue, but we can if you want. But like, do you think them finding like the summer camp or like the summer training camp? Do you like, or I guess like, how do you think that happened? That if there isn't a traitor, like if someone didn't tell?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that you always have the possibility of like, you have man, I don't know. I have no idea.
Or no, I would even say for
find
you
it.
that All for One maybe has other quirks that allow him to like more easily locate stuff or something. So something like similar to Search but not like, or even just like tracking One for All basically.
Yeah, I mean, well, they also had. Oh, there's a chance that they could have had like a spy within there, like a toga or something, go in as somebody and get that information. That's a possibility. Because that is the arc that we do see her get the blood of students. So it's possible that they could have had some blood of other people that would be allowed in. I'm not sold on a traitor.
Yeah, and there's like so many what ifs as well. So
Yeah.
I think we definitely kind of hyped it up on the podcast a lot, and then like nothing happened. So I definitely kind of agree that maybe Horikoshi forgot or just decided like actually this isn't as important. This isn't really what I want to focus on.
I feel like my favorite scenario is like just him forgetting. It's just him being
perfectly
like,
acceptable.
oh, totally. Yeah.
Like if you think of like Toriyama, he literally forgot an entire character. Like just totally forgot about her, and like she was so cool, and I'm just like, oh man.
Yeah, like when you're world building like that, you have so many threads that you have to keep a hold of. I think it's not unreasonable that the traitor of the class gets left left behind.
Mm-hmm. I feel sorry for Oda. He's got so many characters.
He has like 800 plus right now.
So many.
I love it.
I can't even imagine trying to keep them all straight, and like bringing them back as well.
Your icon is Jinbei, so whenever you talk, I see it, and I smile a little bit because I love Jinbei.
Yay, Jinbei.
I drew a picture of Peter Griffin as Jinbei that got a little bit more traction than I ever wanted it to. It's fine, but it was funny because that's another reason why I say that remember that there's a person on the other end of what you're talking to, because every single comment on it was, this shit is cursed, this is cursed, this is cursed. It's like, all right, okay, I get it. Okay, cool. Are you joking? Okay, that's fun. Thanks.
You're also gotta think like you're making the exact same joke.
You get it's whatever. You get used to it. That's something also about working in animation. You get used to criticism really fast.
Yeah. But I did see that drawing and I thought it was very funny.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that.
And Gang Orca is the Jinbei of My Hero because he's a whale.
Big Gang Orca fan.
Yes, but we want more Gang Orca. That is my prediction.
I mean, I don't think he's gonna be making it out. Personally.
Oh no, we got a Free Willy.
I can just imagine Gang Orca just jumping over the water break because Deku kind of like has his hands out.
That'd be hilarious. But what he's I think they set it up. He's about to see Toga, right? And she's very, very mad.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. Like, and now to segue into seeing how Gang Orca's doing, but he's not in this chapter.
I think he is going to get stabbed.
Yeah, or I think like he's where Gigantomachia is as well.
Oh my god!
Would just get like
poor
squashed.
Guy. He's about to go extinct.
Oh no!
Oh.
And on that happy note, or unless we have anything else we wanted to say.
No, just thanks for having me.
Hey, thank you for coming on. Like, I really appreciate you reaching out. Chapter 276, and we start out with a chop, 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 which is just such a funny noise for a helicopter to make. And we get kind of like a blowfish, fishy reporter. I'm sad it's not the reporter lady from, like, comedy.
Oh, yeah.
But she can't be everywhere. And, Fishman is saying, "We're coming to you live from the skies above Jakku City. Are you seeing this? A good third of the city has been reduced to rubble," and we just see, like, all the smoke, and we also see a bit of Ryugu flying around. And directly below us, rescue teams made up of heroes and law enforcement officials are helping citizens evacuate. What an incredible effort! And then we cut back to the newsroom, It brings to mind, but still talking. It brings to mind the terrible scene we witnessed in Daika City last year. The smoke and dust are obscuring our view, so we can't quite tell who or what these heroes are battling. And I do like kind of the detail that like the news reporters are getting like handed information as it happens as well.
Oh yeah, like you can see
I like that.
The one guy is like trying to stay out of the camera.
Yeah, it really does feel like breaking news.
Yeah.
I feel bad though that I couldn't take the helicopter reporter seriously because every time I see like somebody reporting from a helicopter, I think of like Arnie Pie from The Simpsons. And he's like, "This is Arnie Pie from the sky here."
We're coming to you live from the skies above Jakku City.
And the reporter continues, and I'm guessing it's still. I'm interested to see like what they sound like in the anime because they'll be like serious or like kind of like goofy fish sounding as they list off dramatically Hosu City, Kamino Ward. The large-scale terrorist attacks that began last year don't seem to be letting up. And Shiki is just like flying in the sky. he's chilling. And says, yes, we're witnessing history repeat itself in Jakku City today. And we cut to All Might, and I just noticed his like veins are like bulging. He's going like,
oh man, yeah.
Flamingo. But he's holding on to Eri, and the reporter continues, what is going on in Japan right now? And like don't let Eri watch this.
I was gonna say, I don't know why you're letting Eri watch this. Even though I like them two together, they're real cute together. But still, come on.
Because he's the fun uncle to Aizawa's strict dad.
Because like everyone's gone, so it's just like just him, and he's like, "Hey, Ariel, let's play a game."
They just ate ice cream for dinner, and now he's letting her watch scary movies. She's gonna have nightmares because she's gonna see her dad get hurt.
Oh no. But I guess like there's the dust that they can't see, but also like they'll probably be able to like zoom in on it when the key thing happens. And speaking of parents, we get a shot of Inko Midoriya, the best mom, as she's like pushing her bike around and says, "Where is our country headed?" And we get a shot of Fuyumi, Natsu. I just remember their names because it's like seasons, basically.
Nice.
And Ray looking at that flower again, and like for a moment I like lost my mind when I was looking at the like Mom Bakugo. I forget her name. I apologize. That she's looking at like the Katsuku memory, and I was like, for some reason, I was like, she's looking at like the memories of her son in like a magic quirk book, but it's like, no, that's just like
it's just a photo album.
Just a photo album. Like, I need to calm down. But I do wonder. I feel like that's going to be important. Like something's going to happen to Bakugo, and we're going to get like a shot of that. Like,
oh man.
And then we get to see everyone's favorite, All For One. He's just chilling. Like he's just smiling away. I'm like,
oh yeah.
Look at this smooth guy.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like his teeth.
Yeah, why does he still have teeth?
That's Crest for you.
What if he got a quirk that only like makes his teeth regenerate?
Be like a shark quirk, I guess.
It would be, wouldn't it?
I'm just imagining him in like a Crest commercial or something. His turn, it's like ting.
I may not have eyes or a nose, but I do have a white smile. Or a sparkling smile.
I got the best choppers in the business.
But just seeing him, it definitely makes me think of like the Prison Break arc, or like that something's gonna happen.
I want it. And I want it.
Or maybe it's just showing him because, like, where our country's headed, because, like, the country was there before, like, a long time ago in their world, when, like, he's kind of, like, controlling it, like, kind of controlling everything. And we get finally the title. It is, chapter 276, You Cheated! Which is actually kind of cool that is it's a reference to basically when Eraserhead and Shigaraki first met, and Shigaraki was saying,
was
like,
it chapter 20?
Right on. Because he's like, how are you still able to do this? But I think he's talking about All Might though at that time.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It's just
it's a cool throwback.
Yeah, and it's one like I didn't even realize it at first either. I was like trying to figure it out, and I was like, what? And we get a shot of like the heroes, Eraserhead looking very dramatic. I know we've seen the name of like the hairy dude in the background, but I don't remember
I
it.
think it's Kasagiri Man.
Okay.
That sounds right.
Mm-hmm. And Gran Torino and Deku and Bakugo are soaring, flying. Endeavor is angry, and Shigaraki is just like chilling with the shirt off. He's like, "Yeah, I'm good."
Am I the only one that thinks Rocklock looks like he's going full poggers right there?
Oh, he's definitely yelling. He's like, and then we see Shigaraki, and he's still like, even though his quirk is stopped, he's still like holding it so one finger isn't touching. And he's saying, "Kill every person you see." And we don't actually, I think there was some debate online on whether or not that was talking to the Nomu or whether that was to Gigantomachia.
Yeah, I saw it in the Caleb Cook trivia, which I love, by the way, is probably actually one of my favorite things about reading it, is to see the trivia on it. But yeah, nobody can't really tell if he's talking to High Ends or Gigantomachia. Good chance that he's talking to both.
Oh, true. I like that. But I'm leaning maybe a bit more towards Machia.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then we get Ryuku just screaming, "Endeavor!" Actually, I'm gonna. I don't know, like if she's gonna catch him because he seems to be flying, or I guess he's falling right now.
He's falling with style.
Or he's like, or he's running because I guess he wants to go up. So I guess he's on the ground. He wants to get back up, and he's like, "Hey, kiddo!" And Kiddo's like, "Okay, I will throw my bandages and make a circle." And he's like, "Need a lift? I got one ready. Now go." I love that. I wonder if like he has to like charge them up or something. And we learn he's Endeavor's sidekick, Kiddo. He's the mummy one.
Yeah.
And his quirk is Traject, and he can alter the course of bodies in motion. And I think also on Caleb's like information, the trivia thing, you can follow him on Twitter at CDCubed. His quirk is also called Kiddo. Like it basically like which is kind of a cool detail. And he basically neumes Endeavor up. And I like the way Endeavor is I thought both of Endeavor's knees were up. I thought it was funny, but I guess he's like blasting up.
Yeah, it looks cool. It looks like he's climbing stairs.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of climbing the sound effect as well, like the shwoomp. It like has that angle to it a little.
Boom, boom, boom.
Up and away.
I just like that he has like a sidekick just for that. It's amazing.
Smart.
But yeah. On the next page we see him bursting through with a big old burst sound effect. And we get Ryuki saying, "Shigaraki can't use his quirks."
Oh, and I just want to say, Shigaraki is like flying right now.
Yep.
He's pretty clearly using a quirk.
Mm-hmm.
by sheer force of anger, he's flying.
Or I guess like we kind of see him doing some other stuff or like later, so maybe it's just that, but it just seems like he's flying. Sorry, keep going.
Well, that's okay, but I'm pretty sure that's Aizawa in the background because I noticed Manuel's fin from that first short distance.
I love Manuel.
Yeah, but it says it would have been best to look at him after hiding, but what if he touched the ground again in the meantime? It says, "Hang on, I'm slipping." And then we get this really nice scene that is amazing. It says, "Thanks, Manuel," as you see Manuel hydrating Aizawa's eyes, which I just love.
Yeah, it's so nice.
I want that.
It's such a good like team up that I never would have thought of.
It's amazing.
And it's genius.
Yeah, because it's important to remember for Racer is that he doesn't have to be staring at Shigaraki. He just has to not blink.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool.
I was like, so one of my like theories is like when Aizawa retires, he becomes the new Clear Eyes guy. But
it just makes me think of like Clear Eyes for the straight guy.
But the next scene, Manuel says, of course. He says, but applying too much would flood your eyes and make you blink anyways. So we have to keep in sync, which sounds kind of hard to do.
Yeah.
I also think of that like scene from Doctor Who. He's like, moisturize me. I don't know if you've seen Doctor Who, but it's like that one lady that's like all skin or something.
Oh
And
no.
I guess it's really cool that Manuel like has that level of like such minute control. It's really cool.
Yeah, because that sounds like that would be hard to do, honestly.
Yeah. And I do wonder, does he like create water, or does he have to like have water near him that he carries around? Like,
I don't know
remember.
if they ever touched up on that.
He's a waterbender.
I was gonna say he's either a waterbender, and I think I mentioned like maybe he's like frozen and can just pull it out of the moisture from the air.
That would
Oh,
make
true.
sense.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that James has finally watched Avatar, so I can make references.
Yes, and
Nice.
Korra too, so you can make all the references.
Yay! I gotta ask.
Don't make too many Korras, because I haven't finished it.
Okay, it's not as good. So
Okay.
I
Well,
liked
still
it.
good.
I like
Yeah.
what I'm watching of it.
Yay!
I like the 1920s feel.
Yeah,
like-
it's definitely cool.
At the beginning, it's like a carnival barker kind of like telling how the story progresses. But
Yeah, I'm into it.
anyways, jumping back in, we get Endeavor saying, "You've killed too many already," and we get which I think is going to be a very memeable like panel. He goes, "Yikes!"
Yeah, I love that.
Shigaraki saying that. And then one of my favorite sound effects is of giant Fwoom as he does I don't remember the move name with the
The spider one.
Yeah, Hell
Yeah.
Spider or something.
Spider probably.
yeah.
Usually got some kind of hell in it.
It probably is Hell. I think it is Hell Spider. I just don't remember. But he's doing a Hell Spider, and we get like a giant Fwoom. And I really like the way the Fwoom is just like a big part of that panel. But we see that it doesn't look very successful because we see Shigaraki say, "That hurt," and like he's really buff in this panel. Like that's one thing I noticed. But we get like, I guess it's like a flashback on the panel. It says it's not a quirk that's just a strength. It says they jump from back then too. A swing of the arm lets them move around in midair.
Oh, I just want to say, I think Shigaraki has sharp teeth now. In that hurt panel,
Oh, okay.
he stole Kirishima's thing.
I thought you were talking about the moe anime girl that has like the shark tooth kind of thing.
That's Kirishima's actual quirk. Sharp tooth.
But we see in this part with Endeavor saying that power, it's just like, and then we get a butt shot of All Might in there in the background. It says it's not quite on par with All Might, sadly, is what the Dr. Eggman is saying. It's like excessive remodeling of his body would have overburdened his brain. Oof. And we get Manuel and Rockluck sort of carrying Aizawa. He says, "My razor hasn't been undone." And we see that we get an image of like what happened last time with his leg with the Nomu, like basically crushed one of his legs. He says, "Does that mean he's like a perfected Nomu?" And then we get Ryuk saying, "Monster!" And we see that, there's fights still continuing on, and we get a big old boom.
And next panel, we get a shup. And then Scoof as Gran Torino dives in again, and looks like he knocks down Bakugo and Deku so they don't get hit by the impact.
And I threw them on the ground.
Oh, yeah, he threw them, he's dropping them after flying. There we go. And then he's like, "Should be good here." And Deku says, "But Aizawa Sensei's down there." And back to Gran Torino, he says, "Yeah, he's sealing off Shigaraki's quirk." And then we get Bakugo. "We're still pretty damn close, Gramps." And then Deku says, "Oh, Gran Torino, Kachan actually knows about..." And then Gran Torino says, "One for all? Yeah, Toshinori told me. And this is as far as we go, Bakugo. That thing's capable of moving quicker than any of us expected. There's only so many heroes who can give chase, and since our comms are jammed, luring him too far away would actually give Shigaraki free reign. We get this diagram of where they were in conjunction with Shigaraki and then where they are now. So they're kind of on the outskirts of where the blast impact has happened. And Aizawa was still kind of over by Shigaraki. Okay, and then we also see that there's heroes forming a perimeter and that the evacuation effort is going on where the city is still intact.
I like the image of Deku in there.
Yeah.
And also the arrow. Arrow kind of makes him look like he has little arms.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
That's cute.
Yeah, he's got big eyes and Shigaraki has, like, hair.
Got the emo hair going on.
Their two most recognizable traits.
Now that Shigaraki gave up his hand. Anyway. So, Gran Torino continues. You already got that thing away from the people and into Eraser's line of sight. That's a job well done. Now I'm heading back to help keep Eraser mobile. And Deku says, are you saying we should just hide? Gran Torino replies, word is All for One's quirk was transferred to Shigaraki, according to the DJ hero, which we need.
I love that game.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
Unfortunately, I wish it took off. But okay, so then Gran Torino says if he manages to steal one for all from you, well, what's worse than the worst case scenario? We're up against just one guy. If this many of us can't get the job done, then what is the point of this hero-saturated city? And we got Burnin flying around. We got a guy with like a typhoon body going on. Some interesting quirks that we haven't seen. My favorite is the guy like right below the left speech bubble. Like
yeah, Waluigi.
Oh yeah. Wow. Okay. And so
I like the one that's
next-
surfing. Like, surfing fire. That's what it looks like. Right.
Yeah, a lot of really cool heroes.
I know. I wish we could meet all of them. Always. All right. So I'll do the above panels first, I guess. But we see the heroes.
Sorry, can we go back to that last panel?
Yeah.
The with all the heroes, that guy in the bottom right, does it look like he might be in a wheelchair?
Oh!
Because that's really cool, if so.
Maybe. It could
It's
be.
hard.
I don't know.
There's like a
I
circle-
probably doubt it, but it looks like it could be. And
There's a circle like on the front as well, so I wonder if he can like create these rings or something. I don't know.
I hope so.
He's got the Sonic fast motion, or just circles.
Yeah.
Because I definitely did think it was smoke, and I was like, that guy looks like everyone else looks really cool. He looks kind of ordinary. But I don't know. I like that idea.
who knows?
Anime will tell us.
Hey, there we go.
Let's hope.
Yay.
So then, okay, so we have some heroes like flying toward the destruction. One of them was flying. The other one looks like Nightwing with like
Yeah.
elbow blades.
The
Yeah.
flying guy is so silly, because like he's flying at like head height. Why doesn't he just run? Like,
Because then his legs would hurt.
Honestly, I would probably, if I had the power of flight, I would probably not even fly that high either. What if he's like scared of heights?
yes.
I have dreams like that where I can like levitate 2 feet above the ground. Okay, so we see more destruction. Then we see Gran Torino, Bakugo, Deku looking on, and they look shocked because the Nomu come marching one by one.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
And yes, we get a shot of some brand new Nomu we haven't seen before, including like a sharp-toothed Anubis kind of guy on the far left. My favorite one is like he's got like spikes all on the front of his body and like this big old gun. And he's just like,
Oh yeah.
doop-de-doo.
Oh, I like that guy, yeah. You know what he kind of looks like? The kid in the like first anime opening who's reading the manga and like flipping it backwards, like with his mind.
Yeah. No.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why it just like looks like that to me. Definitely is, but it looks like it.
Yeah, it makes me think of Attack on Titan, like how some of the Titans run funny.
Oh yeah, it's got really short arms too.
Yeah, they're all like really scary.
This guy on the right wearing like a teeth scarf is terrifying.
Yeah, I think that's like his jaw.
Yeah, like I think it's like he can like close his mouth and then like the brain is covered.
I don't like this image.
I really don't like that one. Also, there's one that like its head is kind of out of frame, so I almost wonder if it doesn't have one. And it kind of look like there's a Golem Pokemon that's like Reginus or something, and it kind of looks like that one.
Regigigas?
Yes, it looks like that one, but with legs.
Regis.
Regis Philbin.
Regis Philbin. Yeah, nice.
Then, well, we have like the long neck one with like the pointy ears.
Oh, it just knows the ears.
Yeah, going back to like the freaky like jaw one, like its throat is in the back too, like above its brain. It's so bad. And then there's like a Cthulhu one in the back with wings. And a fuzzy one in the back. And then a pretty ordinary
like a
one.
silverback gorilla.
Yeah.
And it's just like sad to remember that these are like people.
Yeah.
They're the Soylent Green of Nomu.
The Anubis one kind of is like the most like different than the like doesn't look humanoid. You know what I mean? Like
we've never really seen one like that. He's kind of like a armadillo look to him.
And he kind of has like knobs on his neck too, so like we don't really even know like how big he is, because like he's close to us. So I really love that kind of like camera work. That like some of them are out of frame, and like they're just kind of cool. I just don't like them. And also their hands are cool too. Like the one with like the head in like the mouth has like kind of webbed fingers almost.
Yeah, and then there's that one like juggernaut looking one. That's kind of like the best way I could describe it. Like he looks like he has more than 5 fingers.
Oh
yeah, or like he has like a cannon or something.
Oh, that could be. But there's like fingers all along it too.
Yeah. I don't know. And then I think there is one that, there's one that has 4 eyes, because I was thinking that one looked kind of boring. But.
Got bullied a lot by the other Nomu.
Is that the one that's behind the fun chubby boy?
Yeah.
Well, we can't see the rest of its body, so I'm imagining it's terrifying.
Yeah, these are all nightmare fuel. Completely.
I just imagine the chubby one just keeps like tripping over or something.
That would be like horrifying if he like fell on you.
That would make sense for his spikes being in front instead of in the back. But
I just imagine that the spikes are gonna open like a mouth, so it'd be like Gluttony from Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh, you know what?
Goodness.
That'd be cool. I just started reading Full Metal for the first time. I'm very excited because it's really good so far.
Yes, it's like the best, hands down.
Like I said, anime and manga is my biggest blind spot.
Yeah, I think it's good. Sorry, I mean it's good.
Oh no, okay, cool.
Yeah.
It's highly recommended.
Yes.
Even though I haven't seen it. And I'm kind of the same way. I'm like that with shonen. Like shonen is my blind spot. Like everything I've tried, I never really cared for. But like, slice of life is my jam.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why I'm happy that I have the Shonen Jump app, because I could just go and like pick something to read.
Right.
I think it's pretty cool.
And they have a good variety too. It's
they definitely do.
There's some romance in there even. I'm pretty surprised by that.
I want to check it. My buddy's been reading Spy Family and says it's really cool, so I want to check that out soon.
It's very cute.
I need to catch up. It's not that many chapters right now. It's just...
Yeah, I need to. Usually it's like 85 chapters by the time I like catch on.
It's kind of hard for me to follow for some series like that. Like if you look at a lot of my tweets, I really like a lot of like really shonen actiony stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Cool, that's cool too.
But I try to branch out though.
There's a tweet, I'll send it to you guys, but if somebody drew what if Star Wars pod racing was done in a like battle anime or like a sports anime, sports manga format. Amazing. It looks so cool. I'll send it to you guys after we record, but
nice.
Yeah, definitely check that out.
I just wish that there was like a shoujo equivalent of the app, because there's like a lot of shoujo like manga that I want to read, and that like it's hard to get the volumes right now.
Is a shoujo app, but it's not like
legal.
No, it's not like how Shonen Jump app is. It's not like like to that level.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what it was called, but I know there was a shoujo, like a legal shoujo app.
And
Oh,
it
nice.
was Shoujo Beat.
Is it Shoujo Beat?
I'm just asking. I don't know.
Oh, I don't remember. I looked it up years ago. I just don't know if it's still around.
Because I tend to prefer shoujo, typically, as long as it's not too saccharine sweet.
Mm.
But anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so I think it's Keto, and he's yelling out, "No, Moo, how'd they survive?" And because they listened to Gloria Gaynor, that's why. Okay. And,
Sorry, I found that too funny.
okay, good. I land one every now and then. Okay, then somebody, let's see, Shigaraki, the dust is clearing after this attack from Endeavor, and he says, "That really hurt. Hey, number one, how'd it go again? Was it this arm that's raised?" And he's lifting his right fist to the air, like in a victory pose. And he's got like a burned like hand on his other hip.
Mm-hmm.
And the disrespect.
I know, like this is such like trolling, like real, and also like Google Earth always taking pictures. It's like the media can't see you. It's too dusty.
Is that Ryukyu under Endeavor as well? Okay.
Oh my
god,
I didn't notice that.
I thought it was a gator.
No.
I didn't see her. That's sad because she just kept yelling, and I was like, "What are you? You're not even doing anything." But
Yeah, because I was looking at that too. I saw Endeavor, and I'm like to the left of where his left hand is. It's like, is that like a giant butt? Like, what is that? But no, it's Ryukyu's boob.
I didn't even notice.
It's Endeavor's
that.
butt.
Yeah.
I was thinking that because he dummy thick, you know. But
We just go like comic book physics of like you have to show his his chest, and it turned to have his butt as well.
but
Pardon?
yeah, that's like Boichi.
That's like Boichi level.
Hey, the quality of the art has like skyrocketed.
Oh
right?
yeah, it's like incredible.
So good. Yeah.
And like even like the detail that kind of goes into like his wrecked arm, like in this shot, I guess it's not like super detailed, but it's just kind of cool how like rough it is and kind of like indicating it's injured. But also this is, I don't know if we pointed out, but a reference to Endeavor and All Might's pose. And it's like, fuck you. Like, you're not done. You haven't won yet. Like, you get to do that.
It feels like it's just a big game to him.
Yeah, like he's just playing.
I think that this plays into what I was saying earlier about how, like, you know, if you want to get better at drawing, you gotta just draw. Yeah. Take a look at the, like, earlier stuff and then back at this, and the difference is, like, night and day. It's insane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's one of the best art I've seen in manga. It's not the best, but it's really good. And
it's up. Yeah, it's very good.
Like
I just realized that there's kind of like water pouring out around them, and also there's like there's some spiky hair looking thing. Is that because Ryuko's mouth is there? Oh, I guess that's also her hair, so that's how her head works. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's her hair.
I was like, did she get to like? I thought it was too far away, and I was like, oh no. But
if you look at the, there's a panel on, which one is it? A couple pages before, I think it's just like Endeavor up in the air and Ryukyu's beneath him, and she's so tiny. So thinking of just like how far they fell to like land on her, man, that's gotta hurt.
Oof.
He'll be feeling that one in the morning, folks.
Yeah.
With all the water like pouring everywhere from the broken pipes, this is Manuel's time to shine.
Yeah.
Manuel's a true hero.
Or I was thinking like if it's not water, if it's something that like Endeavor can light up or something.
Yeah.
Oh, like a gas line?
Yeah, but I guess that would be too dangerous even. Like it's probably just water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he would put Ryukyu in that danger.
Yeah.
Yeah, and gas lines are mostly vapor under pressure, so.
Oh. Okay, so moving on. So I'll repeat that part. Shigaraki says, "How'd it go again? Was it this arm that's raised? Whatever. Too bad I got the jump on you." And this is like the second jump reference, so it's like if you don't remember what you're reading. And then Endeavor is like, "Get off!"
But I thought Endeavor was biting him at first, but he's like punching him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so then Shigaraki, he's kind of jumping back, and he says, "I can control decay now, you know. I couldn't save every last Nomu capsule, but I've fine-tuned it enough to spare some of them. All would have been tricky.
So now we're in a little bit of flashback territory, and Shigaraki says, "So these guys won't just wake up and go nuts?" And the doctor goes, of course not. They're activated by an electric pulse. Just tap this device once and they'll awaken, but they've programmed to obey orders from specific people. The perfect servants for the villain king, I say.
I will say I like how the doctor's like repeatedly tapping on his phone.
Yeah, that's really funny.
And also, just like it's weird to see like Shigaraki like dressed up, like he's wearing like a suit.
And then I assume we're back in the present day, and the doctor goes, "Leave it to my dear friend's apprentice to keep my precious Hyens alive. And he must have created an induced current with those radio waves, clever boy." And President Mike just besides himself, "Hyens? But these little ones haven't even made it to the testing phase. They can't think for themselves, but still they're quite strong. Why don't we call them near Hyens?" And near Hyens just attack.
He should call them mid-ends.
Mid-ends.
So you got one that kind of looks like Hitmonlee in the top left there, with some arms, and you got a big boy in the back, getting attacked by someone with an arm like wave. That's pretty cool.
Is that the poodle girl?
I don't know. Who's that in like the way back though that has just like all the spikes just straight up impaling somebody?
Yeah, that's rough.
Oh my god, this arc is gruesome. I can't wait to see how they adapt it.
Yeah, I don't know. They'll probably censor that.
I don't think it'll be
sure.
a great adaptation.
And just I think that's the dog one we see is the jackal we saw earlier.
Yeah, I think so too.
And I think the one shooting the spikes off is our little chubbers from before.
Oh, you're right.
I'm like so excited.
Oh man, be careful who you call ugly in middle school.
Yeah.
That is horrific.
And then my friend Gran Torino says, "Dang it! 2 of them are headed right for Eraser. You 2 keep hidden." And then you have this little close-up of Deku. The worst case. And he's off. Who's saying this? Got your eyes on me, huh? I guess that's Shigaraki. Well then, who's watching you? Oh yeah, it is, because I guess he was the one who took off, huh? Mm-hmm. And now he is just going into action. And you're in the way, Eraserhead. And Eraser's being carried by Rocklock and Manuel and natives there, and the other guy in the background. And Rocklock looks like he's gonna do something, but if he can't lock humans, I don't know what his plan is. I think
it was Caleb that did mention, or somebody on that thread, in the trivia thread, that maybe it was the pearls that he has for his.
And Caleb did hilarious drawing of him getting stopped by his cape.
Yeah, I think it was Caleb. Yeah.
Oh my god, I gotta see that. That's hilarious. And then Eraser. No, can't afford to die. If I die, there'll be no one left to hold him back. I still have to watch over until they graduate and become heroes. Them. And he reaches for his knife, and you get some cool flashbacks of Deku and Bakugo. You got Bakugo being wrapped up by the scarf, which is really cool. I still need to. No, you're in the way. And it just shows the entirety of Class 1A, as well as Shinso, who I hope that means that he's gonna join.
Yay. It was, really funny that at first I thought Mineta wasn't in the picture.
That would have been amazing.
But he is. He's in the top left-hand corner. Man. And I think I also thought that Sato wasn't in it, but he is. But
Yeah.
it is nice. It's all of UA and Shin, or all of Class 1A and Shinso, yay! Because he's like his mentor now.
Yeah. That's another. He's up there with my favorites.
Yeah.
I'll say after all this is over, you're gonna see Shinzo have the same like hairstyle.
They already like do.
Yeah.
I feel like Shinso and the Crawler in the same category of people that I wish the series was about.
Mhm.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
because, like, not so much the Crawler, but like, I'm a huge fan of vigilantes.
Ooh, yay.
And, I just like seeing that. Look, I'm in the boat though where I feel like vigilantes is like Better Call Saul, where it is very good, but without the source material, it would still be good, but it would not be anywhere near as good.
Yeah.
So
That's a good analogy, honestly.
yeah, it's such a good take on seeing it's such good world building for the main story, and building its own story that is also great. So it's just nice to see somebody like the Crawler who I would have loved to see just become a full-fledged hero, and the same thing with Shinso. And I think that it's a complaint that I think a lot of people have, where Deku kind of went from being this underdog to somebody with 6 quirks. So going to see people who actually fight in that like underdog category is very nice, and I will always root for them. Sorry for that tangent. Back to the story. So they're all lunging at Shigaraki, and there's a panel where you see Shigaraki's looking and he's lifting his arm up, and I think Caleb Cook pointed out he would have dusted Gran Torino.
Yeah.
On the next page, Deku and Bakugo just tackle him. It's more Deku tackling him though, and there's this really great face of Deku that takes up like half of the page, and it looks so good. And there's a huge wham sound effect, and he just tackles him, yells "Sensei, Sensei!" This time it's our turn, and they show all these clips of background of Aizawa saving them and taking the heat for the forest camp, and it ends on Bakugo screaming, "It's our turn!" And the next chapter hits July 5th.
Oh.
It's heating up. I personally believe that we are going to now move on to somebody else's story.
Oh, I think you're probably right. And also, I feel like it's kind of cool that the effect of Deku going full cowling, it kind of looks like what's happening to Eraser as well. They have the same kind of like eye thing.
Definitely.
And I feel like Endeavor is... Oh, sorry. I feel like Eraserhead is also crying right now.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, that's not Manuel. That's his tears.
Oh, it makes me think of... Are any of you guys reading the Ray Busters or Ghost... They're not Ghostbusters, but like Spirit Busters?
No.
No, I haven't.
No, I have not read that.
Oh, because there's one guy who is like, when he cries, it literally does this. And like, it does like energy, and it's just really funny. But actually, let me just go in order of read the chapter. But I would say I really like this chapter. I just love like showing how competent the pros are.
Yeah,
It really makes
definitely.
me happy, especially because like Deku might be the focus, but we see like he is just like new to this, and the pros like are good at their jobs. And also just kind of like the reporters reacting as well, and we realize like all of these big stuff in the series is like impacting their world, and like there's people being like, yeah, these like basically terrorist attacks
Yeah.
keep happening, and like it legit probably is like picking away at people's confidence in this, and like in this hero-enriched society, what's the point if we can't beat this dude? Is interesting. Shigaraki's terrifying. I guess, like, I'm kind of annoyed they keep calling him a thing, but it's like he's still, like, thinking, and, like, he's still able to, like, figure stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, that's a whole other thing, but I don't know. I'm just scared of Shigaraki.
Yeah, rightfully so. He's terrifying.
Yeah, and I feel like he's definitely playing with them right now. Like, when he was, like, standing on Endeavor, that was just like you're goofing around in, like, a video game, and you just, like, goof on the baddies.
I don't think we've seen anywhere near his full power yet.
Yeah. And especially because, like, I, like, forgot that Eraserhead was looking at him, so I was reading it, and they said, like, oh, he's quirks shut off. And I was like, why? And I was like, oh, yeah. Not, like, just... Because I think we had a break last week, so I forgot some stuff.
Yeah.
And I just really, really love Eraserhead really caring about his students. Like, that just
it's the best.
So much joy. Because he easily could have been more, like, edgelordy and just been like, I don't care logic, and like I'm gonna beat this dude, but it's like no, it's like I gotta live because there's the kids who I gotta teach them how to do shit.
He's such a good character, and to go back to why I like Vigilantes so much, the fact that you can tell his backstory in there and then come back here and take all of that knowledge and just apply it to him just gives you so much more to love about him now that you know everything that he's been through. And I love that they can do that through like 2 series.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I really love, like, I think you mentioned the artwork. So, like, it's just like amazing.
Yeah.
Also, there's some cool like paneling stuff. Like we see like Shigaraki reaching out to try to get at Eraserhead, and like his arm is doing kind of separating the panels, and it really and like kind of at the end is Eraserhead, so it's kind of like reaching for him. I guess my only complaint would be when Gran Torino is talking about, like, oh, think about, like, the worst case scenario. I wish it had, like, had it been a separate panel, or, like, kind of really getting Deku, like, thinking. I guess we did get that later on. But I don't know, I feel like maybe we'll get that, him, like, thinking about why he decided to do that next chapter, or maybe later on. That's just, like, a tiny, tiny nitpick. Because I love this chapter to death. It's really cool. I'll pass the torch whoever wants to go now. Or I think, who's next in the order? James?
That would be me. I will say quickly that I do love this chapter as well. It's very, like, action-packed and just so much going on. I like Arnie Pie in the Sky guy.
Mm-hmm.
I really hope he has the same attitude. He's like, when's my time to shine, Kent? When's my time? But, one thing I did notice, and I know I've mentioned it before, and I know it's kind of a lot of other people have also kind of taken notice, is that it's very similar to like Akira. If anyone's ever read the manga or watched the movie.
Yeah.
But I will say, like, I think that my new theory is that since Shigaraki was not at 100% and he's just playing around, it's like the same way like Tetsuo was. He was very overconfident with his power. And I feel that once he, like, if he does ever reach 100% or does go full power, I think he will just, his own power will just be his own undoing.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
that's interesting to think about.
Yeah, it's just like, I just see a lot of similar parallels in this arc and Akira. Like, it's just very, very similar in a lot of ways. So
yeah,
I'm just
I can see that.
I feel it's going to be that kind of situation.
It's kind of cool you mentioned that, because I think in the interview that Shibuya Smash translated, I think he mentioned that, like, Kishimoto talked about watching Akira, and so then Horikoshi went and watched Akira, so he could be like absorb that.
Yeah.
I'm like, definitely kind of thinking about, like, both Deku isn't at 100%, and Shigaraki also isn't at 100%, so it's kind of like a battle of percentages.
Yeah. They're gonna. I was saying he's gonna destroy himself. That's what I feel.
Yeah, I really hope, like, just balloon pop, but I don't want him to die. I don't know, but sorry, James, continue.
Nah, that's really all I wanted to say. I mean, the art is really good. The dog Nomu, like the jackal-looking one, really creeps me out because it doesn't look like... Because all the other Nomus sort of had somewhat of a humanoid form.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, even some of the high-ends, like, women's still look like, you know, a human and stuff like that. But this dog one just kind of creeps me out. That's nightmare fuel. Shigaraki's mocking pose, I mean, it's like, what a dick, but I kind of like it, though. Because he's, like I said, he's just playing around. But overall, good chapter. I hope Aizawa makes it through. I love Aizawa, so.
Mentioning the dog, it does just make me think that you mentioned you just finished The Last of Us 2.
Oh, yeah, yeah. There's a lot of dog violence in that game.
Sorry. Gary.
I enjoyed this one quite a bit, so yeah.
Did you want to do predictions at all?
This is kind of tough because I still kind of think that Aizawa is going to get Eraser bulleted. And the reason being just so Shigaraki has a chance to be like, now you know how it feels, you know.
Yeah.
I don't want that. Yeah, Bakugo's the other like top one on my list there, but I can see him like I don't know, doing like a Muriel and getting in the way of it.
What happens if it hits Midoriya?
That's the thing, is that's like really
Does
interesting.
anything happen?
None for all.
Yeah, right.
Because that's like, there's so much about One for All that we don't really know. Because I think like All Might said it can't be forcibly taken, but that might just mean that you can't like Stain ingesting the blood doesn't automatically transfer. It has to be willed to pass on. It doesn't mean like it's immune to like everything. We don't know.
And I'm pretty positive Midoriya would give it up if like people's lives were threatened or something like that.
Yeah.
So that would be willful too.
I just want the quirk bullets to break. I don't like them at all.
I'm the same way. I don't like them as like a storytelling device either. It feels like I'm just not crazy about it. I don't know why. I feel like I don't want to even say a cop out because it just feels like something that's always like, oh yeah, and also remember that they have the quirk erasing bullet. It's like I just want less things to have to remember.
Exactly. There's so many balls. There's so many balls in the air, which is like really impressive. But it's like frustrating.
It also feels a little like Calvin Bally, where it's just like, well, he also has a bullet that can erase his quirk, so it's too bad.
But I don't know. Like, I don't want to. Like, I definitely do like agree with Gary. Like, it's a cool, like, interesting, like, trying to guess.
Yeah.
Who it might happen on. It's just, it's like, I don't know. It's fascinating but stressful, and you're just kind of like,
But then on the other side of it, there's also like where does Eri play into that? Where it's like, oh well, they have the destroying bullet, but then they also have someone who could bring it back. So it's like, why do you need both of those?
And it's interesting that we did get the shot of Eraserhead kind of like turning off Eri's quirk, and Eri's also watching.
Yeah.
But she's also like super far away, so it's not. I do wonder if like. Right, God forbid Aizawa dies, but if that might trigger something in Eri that she might have a freak out.
Oh, and you know who is holding on to her right now is All Might.
Oh, if he gets to restore to what he was?
Yeah, another thing that I'm not crazy about.
Oh, but that would be interesting.
It would totally be interesting. Don't get me wrong.
Especially because he's older.
Yeah. My problem with it would just be like, okay, well, the whole thing is about passing the torch. So, like, unless it ultimately leads to All Might's, like, last hurrah, but then it's like, what's the point of doing Camino Ward? You know, it just feels like it would be interesting, definitely. But would it be more hurtful to the series than helpful?
Or also just thinking, like, All Might keeps calling the kids, like, eggs or, like, zygotes. Yeah. He gets, like, turned into a zygote. Which would be awful. I do not wish. I don't want... Baby All Might. God.
If Eri's the one who kills All Might.
That would be, like, heartbreaking. But, sorry, Gary, did you have anything else that you wanted to say? Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, keep interrupting.
No, you're good. I was going to say... I don't know if you guys are familiar with Marvel Comics at all, but where Scarlet Witch... during M Day, loses her mind and goes or says no more mutants, and then the entire world, all the mutants are wiped out except for like about 200. Like if Eri did that, like no more corpse.
Or also Shigaraki too, like stealing them and like just then releasing them like into the air or something.
Just you get a quirk. Yeah.
No, that is interesting because I feel like Shigaraki might go 100% and just lose himself.
Well, I think what you do is you have Eri rewind Shigaraki into a kid, and then Aizawa has 2 kids.
Yes, like, please.
Before he was traumatized.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm actually a good dad.
And I wanted to add on the bottom of page 5 where we see Kido with his like loopy bandage thing. Like it looks like he's about to like start a double dutch.
Nice.
That's about all I have to say. I did like this one quite a lot because I was disappointed. I can't remember if it was last week or the week before. I was pretty disappointed with the chapter, but this one is really good.
Nice. Yeah. And Mike, your turn.
I really like this chapter. I like this chapter a lot. Yeah. I think that it sets up a lot it definitely feels like it's the ending of this like part of the arc, and we're gonna jump onto somebody else's story right now, just because I know how much they love to do that. I think we have a lot of really cool designs. We have a lot of really cool looking Nomu and a lot of really cool looking heroes. I think it's interesting that this whole arc has been showing us the heroes of this world, and we still know next to nothing about them. And then just the sheer amount of heroes that are taking place in this battle makes me think about the very beginning of the arc where, what is it? It's the narration that's like, that's the day all the heroes disappeared from the city. Something big is going to happen. Something big.
Yeah, it's worrying.
It's just the weight, man.
It's the day the music died.
Yeah. The day the heroes cried. What else do we have here going on? Shigaraki, disrespectful. Shigaraki's the kind of guy who will tweet at you because he hates the show that you were on.
Oh, yeah. Or isn't it a thing in like some online video games when you like kill the person and then you like do a dance?
Oh,
over
yeah,
their body
he's
or something?
teabagging.
Yeah,
Totally.
yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah. I very much like this chapter. I very much like this arc. What I was talking about earlier with Ryuko being below Endeavor is on page 6, by the way. So if you want to see like how high they are compared to her and how big that like crash is, that's pretty cool. Yeah, man, I like it. I'm waiting. I'm waiting to see where we go.
And I really love like the attention to detail. And when we get a shot of the students, I really feel like if you like took the time and went back, you could like probably find the chapters those are from.
Probably.
Because like I feel like I've definitely seen Aoyama do that pose before.
That's also just a big Aoyama pose.
Yeah, it's his mood.
I feel like he does that all the time.
Yes. So I don't know. I just like. It's all like coming together really well. I do wonder. I really want Bakugo to be able to punch Shigaraki in the face, even though Deku is in the way of him being punched in the face.
What if he punches through Deku?
I also really love the picture of Sero in that like group shot of all the kids.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention Sero's up there with my top favorites. Like, way up there. I love that guy.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that too. Like he's like, what? Where was my finger?
I know there was a big theory that he was the traitor for a while, just because of like how cool he was.
Just because his mask looks evil, basically.
Yeah.
I love his hero design. It's really good.
Looks like a tape dispenser.
Yeah. And Invisible Girl is very funny because like you can't get a shot of her face, so it's just her like clothes.
Yeah.
But I guess like if there'd just been an empty panel, it would have been like what? And I really like that we do see like the shot of Eraser like bowing, because that's like when he was like saying like you are underestimating Bakugo if you think he's gonna go villain.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So I don't know. I just like. I'm scared of what Shigaraki is going to do next, or like what Eraser might feel like he has to do, because like the students he wants to protect are right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're probably gonna go back to the Liberation Front after this. I feel like.
I hope so, because we kind of cut away just as Toga and then like Gigantomachia was like coming up underneath.
Oh, yeah, that's gonna be rough.
And there's no break next week, so.
No, we get it this weekend.
Nice.
Get really nice.
And any other thoughts on the chapter that we wanted to get out?
Oh, sorry. I just really like that Manuel's getting some use.
I know. I was so surprised because I just kind of like forgot about him, thought he was like boring, but
it's very cool.
Yeah, it definitely like even like the weird. Or I guess it's not weird. Like controlling water is pretty powerful, but even like the most boring person,
yeah,
has you have your moment.
Well, he's like called the normal hero.
Exactly.
I do think that Bakugo's mom reading the Katsuki memory book is a little ominous.
Yeah, we're gonna get like a shot of him like posing as he like something bad happens to him.
You're gonna get a little kid shot of him in like a hero pose, and then a shot of him in the adult like still doing a hero pose, and like it's gonna be just sad.
Oh, I do wonder if I wonder if Deku and Bakugo will do a like we got Shiggy doing the pose, kind of mocking them, but I wonder if it does end here, later on, if they're gonna do like a hero pose together, which would be really dorky.
You know what I feel like it's gonna be like, just because she's flipping through that like kid book.
Yeah.
You see, One Piece film Z.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be like the end with Z as a little kid, and it's just gonna be showing like all that stuff, and it's gonna make me sad.
That's gonna make me cry. That movie always makes me tear up.
Because I just realized that Deku is probably in that book because they used to be kind of friends. So like it's good. I don't know. We'll get like a shot of them as kids, and then we get a shot of them like bloodied standing together or something.
We're gonna get something.
I don't know. I am just scared because like I feel like Shigaraki is just gonna dunk on these kids. Like they're going in to save the day, but he's just gonna like throw Deku away. Basically, I don't know. But are we ready to move on to the email that we got? And we got another email from Kevin, and he starts with, "Hi, it's Kevin again. I'm too excited to see a Razorhead. Fun fact, this is the name of the #1 rock band in the Philippines back in the 90s, which is definitely kind of cool, versus Shigaraki Round 2 that I emailed in advance. Hope you guys are safe from all the craziness, and I can't wait to hear your insights on this. So let's do a little thought exercise. Eraser works only on quirks that are emitted or activated, but not the permanent physical types like Invisible Girl. If Aizawa became an exchange teacher to the Xavier School, on which mutant power will Eraser be able to erase? Or will Eraser work? Can it stop Cyclops' optic blast? How about the Phoenix Force? My friend and I had long discussions about this, and hope you guys have fun with this discussion." He says, "Keep rocking, guys, and stay awesome." And I'm going to say, Gary, you're kind of the resident comic expert a bit.
Okay, so some of the ones that I thought of... Okay, first off, I'm positive that he could stop Cyclops' optic blast, because there are... Mm-hmm. I think they were in like the Savage Land or something like that, and it just wasn't happening because there was something negating quirks or powers at the time. So I'm pretty positive that one would be meh. One I was thinking about was like Wolverine, like the healing factor he could probably erase, but not like I think he could still put out his claws.
Oh, see, I gotta disagree with you there. I only feel I do agree that they would cancel out the healing factor, but I also think that he wouldn't be able to get his claws out.
Just to like retract them, you think? Take his power to do?
Yeah, just the ability to like bring them in and out. But also, if you get rid of the healing factor, he's gonna slice his hands up really badly.
Right, and he like always does, but it's like
they heal that
because of the healing factor. So then Phoenix, I think he could stop the Phoenix Force. The reason I think that is because, and this is like deep dive here, but there's a character named Leech who was a Morlock, and then he's been a student at Xavier's for forever. I don't know if he is right now or not, but whatever. But he had the same power, like anyone within 50 feet of him, their power would be suppressed. And there was an instance where his mutant power worked on the Power Pack, and the Power Pack all have abilities from alien forces. So that makes me think that Eraserhead would have something similar to Leech, and therefore like alien powers as well he would be able to stop, which Phoenix Force is an alien force. So that's why my mind went that way. I'm not really positive because Phoenix Force is so dang powerful and like a separate entity. I'm not sure if any of you have a thought on that one, but
I think Phoenix Force, yeah, unless like Phoenix Force, you have to be like transformed into the Phoenix energy to do it, or could Jean use it even just in normal form?
Phoenix Force is basically like an alien that possessed Jean, to put it as I can.
Okay.
So it's like a separate thing.
I don't know. Or Mike, do you have any thoughts on it?
I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm also not too familiar with X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know the full aspects of the Phoenix Force.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I don't know if they would be able to stop the Phoenix Force.
Mm-hmm. I
Yeah.
definitely agree it would work on Cyclops, and it would be nice because he would be
Yes.
able to, like, he always has to wear that visor, so he could, like, take it off and just, like, enjoys himself for a little bit. There is a character in X-Men called Angel, so I do think that he would, like, still have his wings, but he wouldn't be able to flap them, basically. And then there is Beast, so I think, like, Beast would have, if he was really getting looked at, couldn't transform into Beast form. But if he was already in Beast form, it wouldn't affect him. Like, he would just be a Beast and, like, already strong.
Yeah, but I still think like the enhanced abilities, like his outside appearance wouldn't change, but the enhanced abilities would be. That's similar again to Ojiro, like with what you said on Angel too.
The tail would flop. Would somebody like Darwin be able to just adapt to it?
Oh,
I don't know, because if his power is canceled out,
exactly right. But his power is adapting to that kind. I don't know.
I think it would take him time. Like, if he was in, like, if he, like, let's say had to, like, fight Eraser, or if he had spent, like, a long time around Eraser, he would be able to do so, like, adapt. Oh, yeah, I love Darwin mainly because, like, I just know him from the movie where they killed him.
But, you know what?
Yeah.
If they were training at the forest training camp, I'm sure that he would be training with Aizawa.
Yes. Oh, Darwin looks scary. I'm just seeing, like, I'm looking at, the Wikipedia page where he has, like, a mask, almost, or maybe that's his face.
He's got, like, not very many features. He's just, like, pure white or gray or whatever it is.
Oh,
at least from what I remember him in the comics. I want to go back to Phoenix for a second because the Phoenix Force is a separate entity from Jean Grey. Like, it wouldn't cancel out the Phoenix Force because it's like canceling out a person almost, even though it's not a person. So, like, it might not be able to do a whole lot. It's really hard to imagine because the Phoenix Force is so powerful.
It's yeah. It's a Nomu.
Pretty, yeah. And then on the lines of Beast, I was also thinking Sabretooth would be similar. Like, he would still look the way he looks, but he would not have the enhanced abilities, probably. Another one who's little known for good reason. His name is Forget-Me-Not. He has the ability to not be remembered.
Oh,
so
interesting.
If you're talking to him and then you turn your back on him, you like forget he was ever there or his presence is even around you. And so that one's a tough one because because people can look at him technically. Mm-hmm. So if Aizawa did that and then looked away but didn't blink, then still he would remember him.
Like the moment.
Would everybody remember him?
Oh, yes.
Like everybody who's ever come into contact with him?
Oh!
I feel like
that'd be funny.
They probably would have to see him again, maybe? Because like the effect of the power wouldn't. What?
Does Forget-Me-Not work if you're staring at him and you don't have like Eraser? If you're staring at him, do you immediately forget him, or do you only forget him once you look away?
You forget him when you look away.
Then yeah, so, I think the problem would be Eraser would blink. Like if he looked away, he would blink and forget. Or I guess no, as long as he's not blinking.
Yeah, right.
He won't forget. So that's a lot. That's interesting.
And that's like one of those like loop theories. I don't know.
Yeah.
So the other thing, like, there's no record of him existing, and he's like been a member of the X-Men for a number of years. I don't know if they've like revisited him recently, but like nobody knows that he is. He's just able to like do stuff without being recognized for it and or tracked. So he is useful in that way.
It's Xavier aware of him though?
What's that?
Like, is Xavier, like, wouldn't Xavier be able to read his mind and know he's there?
Yeah. Xavier had, I don't know what the story is now, but Xavier created a hourly, like, notification in his own brain to remind him that he existed.
Because I think the story about him happened after Xavier, like, died or something.
Is he dead right now? I don't even
I don't know.
know.
He's died. Everyone's died a lot. Oh, sorry. I don't know. I just know from, like, reading wiki pages.
Yeah.
But, okay, to go back to it, I would argue that, like, Shigaraki is still super strong right now. So I would think that the strength would stay.
Yeah.
For, like,
I think it does. I think it would.
If he's already transformed, basically.
Yeah. Well, Beast doesn't transform. Beast is just like
is
that.
Beast always a beast? My Beast knowledge is literally from, like, the cartoon.
Yeah, he was always that.
Yeah, he is permanently a beast.
In the experiment, like, made him blue.
Ah.
I know that much so far.
Or something like that. Maybe it was an evolution. I don't remember now. The other two, I have two more. One is Martha Johansson. So if you look her up, you are going to see some nightmare fuel. But she's basically a brain in a jar.
Oh, no girl. She's like a Nomu, kind of?
No. She's just a brain. She has, like, telepathic powers and can do, like, really big psionic pulses. And there's, like, medicine being injected in her constantly so that she can stay alive. That stuff, like, I feel like she would be able to stay alive, but the psionic part of her power would. Because I was thinking, when I was first thinking of it, would she just, like, drop dead if he did that? But because it's, like, an outside source that's keeping her alive, she should be okay. But she wouldn't be able to do her psionic blasts and junk. And then the last one is Glob Herman.
What? Tell me more.
He's like a skeleton. He's a big guy. He's a skeleton, and then his body and flesh is just wax. So, but his powers, he's got like super strength and stuff like that. So he likely would lose some of that. But I'm pretty positive, like, because the wax is his skin, that wouldn't be like, it wouldn't like melt away or anything like that.
I will say, this is a cool design. I just looked at the picture just now.
Yeah, I always liked that one. One of the things he does is he's able to light the wax on fire and, like, chase after people on fire.
Oh, goodness.
And so, like, he could still do that, I'm sure. Maybe it would, like, hurt, but I don't know.
It's not X-Men, but it does... Oh, wait, no, this is DC. I was thinking of, like, Squirrel Girl. And also, like, she joins that group, and there's one guy who just, like, keeps coming back to life, no matter what. So, like, if Eraser looked at him, and he died.
But Squirrel Girl is Marvel, and she is technically an X-Men because she's part of the Great Lakes X-Men. I think she still is, even though she's, like, never with them anymore. But... yeah, she wouldn't be able to use her tail, because, again, we have that...
Oh, yeah. Could she still talk to squirrels?
I think so, because she just knows the language.
Oh. So, Squirrel Girl, you heard it here first, Squirrel Girl could beat Eraserhead, because she would just send squirrels at him. That is, like, her...
Well, she's unbeatable.
Yes, that's the meme! I don't know, there's a lot... Like, the X-Men are really cool that there's a lot of, like, different stuff they have.
Yeah. It's pretty rare. Like, it does happen where people just have the body transformation, like they don't have any additional quirk with that. Like, I'm thinking of, like, Pigface John. Like, I think his only ability is that he has, like, an extra nose or something like that. Or 2 extra noses.
Is there anyone in X-Men, like Marvel, that has, like, the look at and stop mutant power thing?
Well, there's Leech. He's just
that's Leech.
Being within 50 feet of someone, he can turn off their power.
Ah.
Yeah. It makes me wonder if, like, Rogue could steal Invisible Girl's quirk or something like that, you know, or even Monoma.
Ah.
Oh, yeah, where's he been up to?
I don't know. He's probably, like, monologuing to himself.
Oh my god, can you imagine if Monoma just kind of walks in and, like, touches Shigaraki and it's like, mine now, bitch.
And then he decays Shigaraki.
Because, like, I do wonder, because, like, when he copied Deku, it was a blank. Would All For One be a blank. Like that, because you have to acquire. He would just get the basic one?
Yeah, just the stacking.
Yeah, which one would he get? I wonder. Would he get decay or the stacking one?
I don't know. Oh yeah, good point. I feel like he would get decay.
Yeah. Come on, Mana. That would be really interesting. Or also, God, if Shinso just came up and he's just like, stop. Yeah, I do, because the heroes are, like, involving students, so I do wonder if they, especially because we did see Shinso in this chapter.
Yeah.
I don't know. But it's kind of a cop-out, but I do wonder, it'd be kind of cool to see, like, heroes kind of fighting dirty, basically. Or, like, using all the stuff they have. I don't know. Oh, I just remembered, Hananuke is here, but I think he was somewhere else. He wasn't at the hospital.
He was at the villa, right?
Yeah. I wanted him to sink Shigaraki in mud. And sorry, I got sidetracked from X-Men somehow.
It's all good. There's a character I don't know, but her name is Shark Girl. She's like a were-shark.
Yay.
Anyway, that's all I had on my list. Anyway.
Yeah, or I'm just thinking of, like, now, because Horikoshi really likes Spider-Man, if, like, Eraserhead looked at Spider-Man, would Spider Sense not work?
Yeah, most likely. I'd imagine anything that came with the bite wouldn't work. Yeah. But Spider-Man did lose his spider sense at one point and had to learn from Iron Fist how to use his senses in, like, what was it, like the Kung Fu way? I don't remember the specifics of it, but there was a whole point where he didn't have any of his sense powers and just had to rely on, like, martial arts.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. I also kind of think of, like, depending on which Spider-Man, like, I guess not the movie ones, but he, like, the webs are actually, like, he made them, so he could still swing around.
Yes. Right.
Which would be just kind of, it's like, I feel like Eraserhead would be very confused.
Well, something cool that they did in that series of Spider-Man comics was they show him losing his spider sense, and then he goes to try and sling, and the web that he shoots out, it hits a brick that was loose. So it pops out, and he's like, whoa, was my spider senses helping me find, like, stable things to swing from? Which was pretty cool.
That's so smart. Ooh, that would be interesting. I don't know. Let him do a crossover. But do we have any other thoughts on Eraserhead entering other comic worlds?
I was thinking one more, it would be a character named Bling. She's basically like Hiroshima, but I think her power is, like, always gone. She's got, like, a diamond form, pretty much.
Nice.
I feel like she would always be like that.
Oh, I guess I'm also thinking of, like, Shadow Cat. So, because she's almost like Mirio a little bit, except, like, she can't do the, like, rebound as she, like, goes through something.
Oh, man, where's Mirio at?
Yeah, he's free.
Yeah, that is interesting, but he can't really come because he doesn't have his quirk, unless he's just gonna like redo when he, like, was just beating up Overhaul for 5 minutes. Yeah, I feel like because we haven't seen, like, Shigaraki hasn't really shown the other quirks he has besides, like, being strong and, like, flying. So, like, I do wonder what else he's gonna show, because like, besides just being able to touch stuff to decay. Like, what else do you have to deal with? But we'll only see that if Eraser blinks, which I hope he does not. Don't do anything to his eyes. That just worries me as well. If you've read any Clamp or, like, Tsubasa Chronicles, I'm just like, no, leave his eyes alone. And on that happy note, are we ready to round out, or any last thoughts on that?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm good.
Yay. Let's start off, though. Mike, where can we find you?
You could find me on Twitter right now at Patten Pending. That's the main spot that I post. I use Instagram more now at Patten_pending. I post more art to Instagram. Actually, I feel like I post the same to them both. I don't even know anymore. That's mainly what I'm doing. That's mainly where you can find me. You could also watch Crossing Swords on Hulu. It's very not safe for work, so enjoy that if that's your thing. If not, totally understand. It's not really mine either. But that's it was a really fun show to work on. You could also check out The Chef Show on Netflix. I did a lot of boarding for the stop motion segments of that too. And yeah, that's it.
Nice. Gary, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Wrath of Giraffe.
Nice. James?
You can find me on Twitter at That One Welder Guy. I also have a Dr. Stone podcast, the Kicking Stones podcast. You can follow that at Dr. Stone Pod, as well as the Weeb Jammin' podcast, where we recorded our Urusei Yatsura Movie 2 review episode. And hopefully that'll be up soon-ish. And you can follow that at Jammin' Weeb on Twitter.
Nice. You can follow me on Twitter at Sniper of My Heart. And Sophie isn't on this week, but you can follow her on Twitter at Chopper's Antlers. And I also do have, I forgot to mention, another podcast that we talk about Haikyuu. And that's on Twitter at HaikyuuPod. And for this podcast, you can follow us on Twitter at MHAPod. You can also email us at myheropod@gmail.com. Let us know your theories or, like, who would Eraser's stoppage thingy work on. And you can also visit our website at www.mhapod.com. And we also have, like, a comment feature there as well. Yeah.
James, I just came across your Look Closer, Lenny post.
Oh, yeah.
I just shared that. Our apartment, we absolutely love Lenny and One Piece. So, like, this is the perfect.
That's amazing.
We have a Lenny. We have our fridge on top of it. I'll send you guys a picture. We have what we like to call the Hall of Heroes. And, we have a couple of, I think we have Homer in there a couple times. We have a Lenny action figure up there. We have an All Might and an Ida. We just have all of our heroes just hanging out.
Oh, that's cute.
Even like in the Simpsons verse, for some reason people think like real highly of Lenny. There's like that one where like Marge gets a phone call and she goes, she's like, I got some bad news about Lenny. Not Lenny.
I feel like every other hour in our apartment, especially since quarantine happened, we would just break off into like a Lenny impression, and it wouldn't even be like saying anything. It would usually just be like, hey.
That's amazing. I was like doing like, I like sharing the big thumbs up like gifs.
Oh, yeah,
like,
definitely.
And then also the please don't tell anyone how I live.
That's how I feel all the time.
Nice. And before we round out, actually, I just want to really quickly say, since I didn't state at the start, Black Lives Matter. I would definitely look into different charities or stuff that you can donate to near you, or otherwise, I'll try to share a card or also maybe some charities that I've like looked into a little bit, or if anyone has charities they want to plug, let me know. And now to go into the funny roundout. I don't know if anyone can think of anything, but use Crest. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Don't blink.
Send Eraserhead your energy.
Endeavor, look at Endeavor's butt. Oh, I hope nobody knocks me onto my little bottom.
Go beyond.
Plus
Ultra.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for having me on.
Yay, thank you for coming on.
She's my hero academy, Plus Ultra. Manga, anime, news and more, Plus Ultra.